Tom closed the door too hard. Mike cried so loudly. The spider frightened Paul. In this video, we'll talk about the past tense. The past tense in English is quite simple. Actually, the hardest thing to do is to remember which verbs are regular and which are irregular. In the three previous examples, all the verbs were regular. What do they have in common? Closed, cried, frightened. They all finish in ed. Look at these other examples of regular verbs. In all the cases, you just need to add ed to the end of the verbs, except if the verb finishes in e. Here, you only add the final d. Pay attention to the change in pronunciation in the following verbs. Answer becomes answered. Arrest becomes arrested. Brush becomes brushed. Carry becomes carried. Climb becomes climbed. Close becomes closed. Come becomes combed. Cook becomes cooked. Count becomes counted. Cry becomes cried. Dance becomes danced. Drop becomes dropped. Finish becomes finished. Help becomes helped. Frightened becomes frightened. Did you notice the variations in pronunciation? Sometimes the ed is pronounced as t, sometimes as d, and sometimes as id. Touch the front of your neck. Try to feel your vocal cords vibration. Focus on the last sound of each word. Repeat after me. Answer, carry, climb, come, cry, frighten. Did you feel any vibration? You certainly did, didn't you? Now let's try with the second group of verbs. Brush, cook, dance, drop, finish, help. Did you feel any vibration this time? No, you didn't. Now let's focus on the last sound of the third group of verbs. Arrest, count, need. What are the last sounds? T and D. Now let's get down to the rules. If the last sound of a verb in its base form vibrates, then its past tense must be pronounced as d. Repeat after me the verbs of the first group. Answered, carried, climbed, combed, cried, frightened. If the last sound of the verb in its base form does not vibrate, then its past tense must be pronounced as t. Repeat after me the verbs of the second group. Rushed, cooked, danced, dropped, finished, helped. If the last sound of the verb in its base form is t or d, then its past tense must be pronounced as id or id. Repeat after me the verbs of the third group. Arrested, counted, needed. It is worth noting that the correct pronunciation of final eds is more than evident when the word that follows them begins with a vowel sound. Both sounds, ed and the vowel sounds, are connected. They sound like one word. They work like chain links. Listen to this story. Pay special attention to the connections. It was a sunny and beautiful day. Spider-Man walked home from home. A big, horrible monster attacked New York City. It was a huge octopus. It captured the school. However, some students escaped and called Spider-Man. Spider-Man jumped to a wall and kicked the octopus in his eye. However, Octopus was strong and continued fighting. Finally, Spider-Man used his web and tied the octopus. Spider-Man saved everyone. Now, you may want to go back a little bit in this video and read that story after me. Now it is time for you to ask questions.